You know, if you spend any time around a golf course, especially in the clubhouse after a round, there's a phrase you are absolutely guaranteed to hear.
Oh, I know this one.
It's usually said by the person who just three-putted on 18 to lose a bet.
Let me guess. Drive for show, putt for dough.
That is the one. It's practically gospel in golf.
Yeah.
We all say it, we nod our heads, we agree the short game is everything. But then, what do we actually do about it?
I can tell you what we do. We go straight to the driving range, pull out the big stick, and spend an hour just trying to hit bombs.
Exactly. It's fun, it's loud, it feels powerful. Meanwhile, the putting green is just sitting over there, all quiet and lonely. We might roll 3 putts, miss them all, and just shrug it off.
Yeah, I'll figure it out on the course.
Yeah.
We treat putting like it's some kind of, I don't know, a dark art. You either have the touch or you don't.
Which is so ironic because putting is the most scientific part of the game. It's the least athletic motion, but it demands the most precision.
And that's exactly why we're here today.
We are throwing that whole mystery idea out the window. We've been looking into a system called Puttalyze, and let me tell you, this is not about feel. This is about hard, cold, almost terrifyingly precise data.
It's a total shift. We're really moving from the age of guessing to the age of knowing.
The source material calls it a total 3D solution. And at first, I thought, okay, another gadget. But then I saw the numbers. We are talking about analyzing body and club movement to a level I honestly didn't think was possible.
So we're really getting into the weeds of the short game today.
We are. It seems so simple, you know, just push a ball into a hole. But the margin for error is, well, it's razor thin.
It really is.
So let's just start with that razor thin idea. The first number that just jumped off the page at me from the source was the accuracy. The Puttalyze system claims it can measure movements with an accuracy of 0.2 millimeters.
Which is just astounding.
Okay, but play devil's advocate for me. 0.2 millimeters. That's microscopic. That's what, the thickness of a few sheets of paper? Why on earth do I need that? I'm not doing surgery, I'm just trying to make a putt.
Sounds like complete overkill, doesn't it?
It really does.
But you have to think about the geometry of it all. If your putter face is open or closed by even half a degree, on a 10-foot putt, you miss. Simple as that.
Oh, okay, I get that part. But the 0.2 millimeters.
That's about where you strike the ball in the face. It's about the collision.
I mean, hitting the sweet spot?
Exactly. But it's more than that. If you miss the absolute center of the putter face by just, say, 2 or 3 millimeters, which is an amount you cannot see with the naked eye, you create something called gear effect.
Gear effect?
Yeah, the putter head twists in your hands ever so slightly. That tiny twist imparts side spin on the ball. So you could have aimed perfectly, but because you missed the center by a hair, the ball spins offline.
So I'm standing there blaming a spike mark on the green, but really, I just missed the center of the face by a millimeter.
Precisely. And without that 0.2 millimeter accuracy in the measurement, you'd never know. You would just think you pulled it or pushed it. This system is checking for something the human eye literally cannot see.
That's kind of terrifying. It takes away all my excuses.
It creates a reality check, for sure. But what's really interesting is that Puttalyze isn't just looking at the putter. The source material calls this a total analysis. They look at the body and the club at the same time.
Right, and this is where I got a bit skeptical. The source says the system generates, I get this, 60 different graphical reports. 60.
That is a lot of data.
It's a mountain of data. If someone handed me 60 graphs in a lesson, I think I'd just walk out. I'd get total paralysis by analysis. I'd be thinking about my elbow instead of the hole.
And that's the danger with high-tech instruction. Absolutely. You can drown in it. But look how they position it. They say these are easy-to-understand reports. The key isn't that you need to study all 60.
So I don't need a math degree to get a lesson.
No, not at all. Think of it like an MRI. The machine captures thousands of images. The doctor doesn't show you all of them. They find the one that shows the problem and says, look, right here.
Ah, okay.
The system generates 60 reports, so the expert has the full picture. But they're just going to show you the 1 or 2 that visualize the specific flaw that's costing you strokes.
So it's not me guessing, did I sway? The graph just shows me, yes, you swayed, and here's exactly how your hip moved to cause it.
Exactly. It visualizes the feeling. And that brings us to another feature they mentioned, which is the integration of the balance mat.
Oh, the pressure mats. I've seen those for the full swing, you know, watching how pros shift their weight.
Right. But Puttalyze has integrated what they call one of the best pressure mats on the world market, specifically for putting.
But hold on. Why does my balance matter that much in putting? I'm just standing still. It's a static stroke. I'm not trying to generate power.
That's probably the most common misconception. I'm standing still, so my balance must be fine.
I mean, I'm not falling over.
You're not falling over? No. But your center of pressure is probably moving all over the place.
No.
For putting, stability is everything. If your weight shifts even a tiny bit, say towards your toes in the backstroke,
Okay.
your hips might rotate just a fraction. If your hips rotate, your shoulders change their path. If your shoulder path changes, the putter path changes. It's a whole chain reaction.
Wow. So a tiny invisible shift in my feet could be why I'm missing putts.
It's a perfect analogy, actually. The Puttalyze system maps that shift and connects it to the ball data. They can actually say, you missed right because your weight drifted towards your heels on the follow-through.
It's really connecting all the dots. And speaking of the ball, they didn't stop with the body. The source mentions they have, what was it, 3 distinct systems just to capture the roll of the ball.
It says here, we have integrated 3 of the best systems into our system. 3, just to watch the ball leave the club face.
Okay, skeptic again. The ball rolls. I hit it, it rolls. Do we really need 3 different systems to tell us that?
You would be so surprised. A good putt isn't just about the line, it's the quality of the roll. For most amateurs, the ball doesn't actually roll right away.
What does it do then?
It skids. Sometimes it even hops a little. It gets launched into the air for a split second, lands, skids along the grass, and then finally starts rolling properly.
And I'm guessing that skidding is bad.
Skidding is terrible for distance control. A skidding ball is affected by friction differently than a rolling ball. So you can hit 2 putts with what feels like the same force, but if one skids more, it'll end up 2 feet short.
So that's why sometimes a putt feels great off the face and then just dies.
That's very likely it. A pure roll holds its line and its speed. By combining all this data, the body, the club, the balance, the ball roll, they create this complete ecosystem of your stroke.
Wow.
They can tell you why the ball skidded.
It feels like they're just trying to remove every single possible variable.
Or at least measure them.
Oh,
You can't fix what you can't measure. That seems to be the philosophy.
True. Okay, so having all this data is one thing, but what do I actually do with it? Because my first instinct, and I think this is true for most golfers, would be to go buy a new putter.
The classic retail therapy approach to golf.
Exactly. This one's broken. I'll buy a new one. I'll get the one the number 1 player uses. But Puttalyze has a whole service for this, right?
Yes, the putter fitting. And this is crucial. The source calls it a complex system to find the perfect putter. It's not about just grabbing one off the rack.
So it's not just, here, try this one, it looks nice.
No, it's like getting a prescription for glasses. You don't just buy a pair because they look cool if the prescription is all wrong.
I've definitely had putters that have given me a headache.
Well, when you have that 0.2 millimeter data on how you deliver the club, the fitter can scientifically find exactly what you need. Maybe you naturally aim a little left. They can find a head shape that makes you aim a little right to cancel it out.
So the putter is actually doing some of the work for me.
It's working with you, not against you. They look at loft, lie, length, weight, all based on your specific data. It takes the guesswork out.
That makes a ton of sense. But what I also liked in the academy part of the source material is that they know the tech isn't a magic wand. It's a tool to build skill.
Right. They list seminars and courses. They're not just selling you a putter and sending you out the door.
And one thing in particular on their menu caught my eye. Green reading.
Oh, that's a very important inclusion.
Why do you say that? We've been talking about lasers and pressure mats. Green reading feels so much more, artistic.
Because it's the other half of the puzzle. You can have the most perfect, repeatable, robotic stroke in the world. 0 skid, perfect balance, dead center every time. But if you can't read the slope, you're still going to miss.
That is a painful truth. The machine can't see the break for you.
Exactly. The fact that they include green reading concepts shows a holistic approach. They're not just trying to build a perfect machine. They're trying to build a complete golfer.
It's like having a Ferrari engine. That's the mechanics from the Puttalyze data, but you still need to know how to drive the car around the track.
Good analogy. And they even mention a Puttalyze app, which suggests they want you to take this knowledge from the studio out onto the actual course.
Okay, so let's recap this. We have this insane precision, the 60 reports, pressure mats, ball roll cameras, custom fitting, and education. This sounds incredible, but it also sounds like something you can't just do anywhere.
No, absolutely not. This requires a very specific, controlled environment, and it requires a guide.
A guide.
The human element, The whole system is spearheaded by Henry Jentsch.
Right, the PGA golf professional.
Having a pro like him there to interpret the data is the key. We talked about those 60 reports being easy to understand, but that's because you have an expert saying, okay, ignore these 58 for now, focus on this one. This is what we need to fix first.
He's the translator. From geek speak to golfer speak.
He is. He's the bridge between the machine and the player.
So the big question, if our listeners are thinking, I need this, where do they go? We need to be really specific here because this isn't your local pro shop.
No, it's a destination. To get the full Puttalyze experience with Henry Jentsch, you need to go to the Indoor Golf Club Mulheim im Markgräflerland.
Okay, I want to make sure I get that address exactly right for anyone listening. That's the Indoor Golf Club Mulheim im Markgräflerland.
Correct. And the physical address, the one you'd put in your navigation, is Neoperlstrasse 6, 79379 Mulheim.
Let me say that again. Neoperlstrasse 6, that's Neoperlstrasse 6 ins 79379 Mulheim. And just to be crystal clear, this is the one and only spot, right?
Yes. Treat this as the exclusive hub. The source is very clear. The Indoor Golf Club Mulheim in Markgräflerland is where this technology lives.
Got it. No confusion. Sounds like quite a place to house all this tech.
It would have to be. For this level of accuracy, you need a lab-like environment. You can't just set this up on a bumpy practice screen. You need consistency.
And if someone wants to reach out to Henrik directly, maybe to book one of their training units or ask a question.
The source lists direct contact info. The email is henrik@golf247.de.
That's henrik@golf247.tall. Simple enough.
And for those who'd rather call, the number provided is +49 017 920 79832.
You know, it's funny. We started this with that old cliche, drive for show, putt for dough.
It's a classic.
But after all this, I feel like we need a new one.
Oh, what do you have in mind?
How about drive for show, analyze your biomechanics to 0.2 millimeters, check your center of pressure, and optimize your launch angle for dough?
It doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it?
No, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's the truth now.
It is, and that's the big takeaway. We're in an era where we don't have to rely on guesswork anymore. We don't have to rely on trial and error.
The shift from subjective to objective.
Precisely. Think about the confidence it gives you. You're standing over a 6-foot putt to save par. Normally, your heart's pounding. You're hoping you have the line.
The sweaty palms moment.
Right. But now, imagine standing there knowing, not hoping, but knowing that your putter is perfect for your stroke. Knowing your balance is neutral. Knowing you produce a pure roll because you've seen the high-speed footage, that's a huge mental edge.
It takes the anxiety out of it. You just have to execute the plan. You trust the work you did back at the lab.
And that's what Henry Jentsch and the team at the Indoor Golf Club Mulheim in Markgräflerland are offering. It's not just a lesson. It's a user manual for your own putting stroke.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with.
Yeah.
We spend hundreds, thousands on new drivers every year hoping for 5 more yards. We sweat for hours on the range.
The pursuit of power.
But consider this. If you stripped away all the guesswork, all the ego, if you looked at your putting stroke with the brutal, honest truth of 0.2 millimeter accuracy, would you even like what you see?
That's the hard question.
Is your equipment, even your own body, fighting your natural movement on every single putt? It's something to think about the next time you blame the green for a miss.
Indeed. The data might tell a story we need to hear, but the truth can set your game free.
Well said. A huge thank you to everyone for tuning into this deep dive. If you're ready to face the data, you know where to go. Mulheim is calling. We'll catch you on the next one.
Goodbye, everyone.